As someone who is deeply fascinated with the way that our mind works in tandem with how energy works, there is something really profound when we can see the deeper energetic levels of and layers of something, because there are so many blanket statements of how energy works and how things should be, and how if you are experiencing this, it means that, and simply rewire your thoughts and achieve this. However, we are all so uniquely coded. And so I want to share an instance that recently happened and transpired with one of my clients. And I think that this will go to show you that things, the way that we perceive them on the external and on the outside, can be completely different than actually what's going on internally. And this is why using our intuition and really like looking at the deeper energetic layers of something can help illuminate what is transpiring on a deeper level, because it's so rarely like, if you knew that it was just do this and that was the solution, because everyone's saying like, well, if you're experiencing this, it means that, then you would have done that by now and you would have received results, right? So, as someone was recently expressing to me, and one of my clients, and she was sharing about how she does not feel as though she is receiving, she needs better boundaries in a relationship with her daughter. She needs better boundaries because her daughter is not respecting her boundaries. And what we're often taught in circumstances and situations like this is to assert our boundaries. When someone is not respecting our boundaries, we assert, we vocalize what we need, correct? But as I looked deeper into her field and into what she's actually emanating out, it's not so much that her daughter was not respecting her, it's that her daughter was reflecting to her the respect she is not having for herself. So, this world is a culmination of reflections, of ways in which we perceive ourselves and others being reflected back to us. We've all heard, and this is a really important saying, and so I think that we forget the depth and the gravity of it, that we do not see the world as it is, we see the world as we are, right? So the beliefs, the energetic emotions and traumas and energy in which you are holding in your field, this is painting how you see the world. And so dear loved ones especially have the ability to trigger this within us. They have the ability to bring out many difficult parts and shadows within us, not because they're bad or anything like this, but because our closest relationships and most intimate relationships will inevitably bring these to the surface for us. And so rather than just doing what we're told of, like setting boundaries and perhaps even cutting this person out of your life, which of course there are circumstances and situations where that call for this. However, when we can actually lean in, to lean into the discomfort, to lean into the pain, to lean into the uncomfortable situation and perhaps conversations that need to be had. And the uncomfortable conversation that may need to be had first might not be with the other, but rather with yourself. So what does this look like? Well, obviously you can do this on your own, but also doing this with someone who can support you in this and lead you and guide you through this is invaluable. And so when we can begin to look at ourselves, where have we not seen our power? Where have we not seen our truth? And this was such a profound thing for me to witness too, because I'm always humbled in these of like, what we're taught that things should be, and just like the way things work, it's not always the way things are. There's always deeper energetic levels, and that's why we have to get our ego and our mind out of the way and really drop into what's being brought through. And this is like a skill. This is developing our intuition to be able to see the deeper layers and levels and aspects that are revealing to us in someone's field. And so if someone is experiencing what may be perceived as just needing to set boundaries, this might be an invitation to actually look deeper into where are these boundaries needing to be illuminated and communicated within oneself. So this may look like having a hard conversation with yourself, with your inner child, with your past lives, of where did you forget your power? Where did you out of a trauma response or out of a desire and need to protect yourself in a past life or this life or childhood where things seemed scary, you were overwhelmed, and so you reacted in the fight, flight, or freeze. And this is what we do to cope and navigate, and this is totally normal. However, you have the opportunity now to take your power back and to have these hard conversations with yourself first. And the really incredible thing is that when we have these hard conversations with ourselves, then others, especially the relationships that trigger us, now have the capacity and opportunity to reflect back to us the work that we are doing. And I see this so often. This is one of my favorite things about this type of work and working with the mind and working with the body and working with the energy, is that when you change, the people around you will begin to change. It really is such a wild phenomena, but this is how energy works. This is how our beliefs work, because again, we do not see the world as it is. We see the world as we are holding things in our field, and the world will continue to reflect back to us these things. And so this is why also, like, people say that, you know, economy is crumbling, this and that, and all of these things. And while these may be true, but how often do we also see a million success stories come from these types of things, and beautiful birthing of incredible things from hard times, right? And that just because one person's circumstance and situation is very true for them, it doesn't mean it's true for you. And so while there is what's happening, there's also the way in which we perceive it. So many people will perceive negative things as negative things, and some other people will perceive negative things as opportunities. Why is this? Why is this? It's because of the beliefs that we are holding within us, in our minds, but also in the body. In the body, our body is holding beliefs in our energetic circuitry. We have this energetic circuitry that runs through our body. And so many of these perceptions are held in different places, in the heart, in the gut, in the abdomen, in our pelvis, in all of these aspects of our body. And so when we begin to work with energy in new ways, release the energy from the mind, from the body, work with the energy in the body, and now change our field, now we perceive something new, and others reflect back to us something new. And this is where we really have to be open and curious to things being completely different, because, oh my goodness, friends, just like that, we can live in a new world. We can live in a new reality. We can create a new reality. It can really be that easy and that simple. And so giving others the opportunity, just as we give ourselves the opportunity to see things anew. Because things are always changing. You are always changing. You are always shifting and evolving. And so with that, take the opportunity to, before getting upset about why things are transpiring the way they are, why someone is treating you the way they are, perhaps look, is this an energy which I am treating myself with, in which I am not seeing within myself? And then getting curious about looking deeper into these energetic layers, and then working with your angels and guides or someone to help you through this. And if you need help working with your angels and guides and with energy, this is where the miracle frequency will help you do this, will help you navigate your own unique language with your soul, with source, and with your angels and guides, to know the right questions to ask, to bring forth the answers which you desire, that will help move the needle, because there are questions that are disempowering and there are questions that will move the needle. And we want to ask the questions that will move the needle. All of the information will be below, and just know there's always an opportunity. There's always an available, expanded vision and version of you that is here waiting, where you are living into your dreams and desires. Because if you are really desiring it, it is here for you. And so don't ever get discouraged by what we perceive and what the external world is showing us. It's an opportunity to take back our power and to remember how powerful we truly are. And so welcome these. Oh my goodness. this was such a beautiful thing that my guides brought through and reminded me of. And I'll leave you with this. To welcome the good, welcome the, how do they word it? The opportunities for growth, and welcome God into every single moment to shift you and change you and evolve you. Welcome the good. Welcome the challenges and opportunities to grow, and welcome God into every moment. God, source, divine, the universe, to bless you and change you and expand you into all that you are. With that, I'm just sending you all infinite love and light.